What's going on, everyone? I wanted to make a video today to answer one of my YouTube comments because it's a really good question, and I think it's a question that deserves its own video. So let's just go through the comment and then we'll answer it. Hey Sean, I agree with you. Okay, we applied your teachings. That's awesome. Got really good results with our teachings. That's amazing. So let's go to the question. How about a high selling product about $400 and above? I found that it's a very low conversion rate, about 1% or lower. Running manual campaigns is costly as no sales for more than a week, but have many clicks and always out of budget. What would be your suggestion on this? Currently, I'm lowering down the budget from $50 to $20 per campaign and proceed with bids optimization. All right, let's go through it. Okay. So first off, I think it's a good idea that you lowered the budgets per campaign. And I'm going to go through how I would approach this. I mean, obviously I would maybe need more data for context. You know what I mean? Like going into those campaigns and looking at the keywords, but I'm going to do my best to answer this question, with the, data given. So how do we do this? Here's what I would do. I would treat it like a launch in a way. So I would launch, personally, I like to test all targeting these days. I used to be a little more hesitant on going wide with my targeting, but I'd like to test more targeting these days. And for launches, we always do keyword targeting, product targeting, auto campaigns, which historically I haven't done auto campaigns on like launches and stuff and products, but we are, sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss, but I think it's worth the test because when you run campaigns, you're paying for data. The money's not being wasted. It's paying for data. And then category targeting. So I would create 3 campaigns, 1 auto campaign with the substitutes, complements, loose match and close match, 1 keyword targeting campaign with all 3 match types, and then 1 product targeting campaign that contains exact match product targeting, expanded product targeting, and then category targeting for your category. And I would test all of them. I would distribute the budget evenly, maybe a little less on the auto campaign, but I would test it and see what happens. Because sometimes, like for example, with category targeting, sometimes they catch fire and do really well, and sometimes they don't do really well. Sometimes, like I've been in situations in launches where the keyword targeting didn't do well, but the product targeting just took off and carried the launch. So I would test more targets because you said in here, let me shrink myself down a little bit. Said manual campaigns. You didn't specify if it was keyword or product targeting or category targeting, which is fine. But I would test all of them. Make sure when it comes to product targeting, you're targeting your competitors and you're targeting yourself. Category targeting, make sure you're targeting the most relevant categories for sure. And then some general guidelines is that, with broad match on the keywords using lower bids, with loose match on the auto campaign using lower bids, with category targeting using lower bids, because those are wider in terms of scope. And so they're going to spend more money and they're going to be less relevant. So you want to do a lower bid. Also, when it comes to calculating starting bids, I highly recommend using the suggested bid as a reference point. But, also, probably doing, it's hard. If you don't have any cost per click history, it's really hard not to use the suggested bid. If you have cost per click history, then use your CPC as a guide for your starting bid and not necessarily the suggested bid. Because I've been in so many situations where we have bid below what Amazon has recommended and we get traffic and conversions and we save 40, like I've actually done calculated studies on this where we've saved 40, 50 cents per click by being like, we're going to bid lower and see what happens. Do we get less traffic? Probably. But our goal is to optimize for sales and profit, not just sales. And so I need to take into consideration, how do we make things more profitable? And I do work with higher ticket items. $400. I don't have anything in my portfolio that's 400. The highest we have is like 147, maybe closer. And I think we might have something closer to 200 as well, but nothing in that 400 area. And with those, you need to use longer time frames to optimize bids. So for consumer price products, I usually recommend, 14 days for bid optimizations. Now for products that are higher price, I actually use a longer time frame because I use 30 days because the buying cycle is different. With higher price products, people will visit, leave, do more research, visit, leave, because when there's a higher price involved, they need to think more about it. They need to do more research. They need to be more sure that when they purchase that product, that they're going to get what they're investing in. So that answers that question. I hope it helps, and I hope it helps anyone who has watched this video.